back, our listeners at home. Good day, everyone. It's another privilege meeting you again at this time. Like today, we'll be having a section with you on the study of Bible characters. Like we want it to be an episodic thing whereby we come at a specific time to tell you about Bible characters, and then we take it one at a time. So today I have the anchor of Pressyl dining with me. She's the guest for today. So we'll be taking one Bible character. So Ma, can you really... My name is Adeoye Elizabeth. Sorry for the late introduction. So Ma, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. And I'm grateful to DGEMP for the privilege to have me on seats. And my name is Olutayo Tomisin. Thank you for having me on seats.
You're welcome. Because I think I can say that on behalf of DGMP. Today, what do you really have for us, man?
Actually, the Bible character I'll be considering today is a story about a man. He was a king in Israel, and his name is King Saul.
Wow. I really love to at least learn about this King Saul. There are still some things about him it seems I don't understand. So I'm really grateful. I really love that Bible character. So I'm sure my listeners at home, they've gotten their chairs. Now they are sitting to have a wonderful time with us today. So now I know that Saul, his Bible story is a broad one, it's very wide. But then what aspect of his life are we really considering today? Which extract are we taking for today?
Actually, the Bible character King Saul, as I said, the aspect we are taking in what his life is the disobedience of King Saul. Yes, I want to look at his disobedience. Yeah.
His disobedience. Wow. So okay, his disobedience. Now, what can you give us a background story of how he disobeyed God? What do you really mean by that disobedience?
Okay, Pima. Actually, we see that God gave King Saul instruction through his servant Prophet Samuel to go to the Amalekites and to destroy and smite everything that is there because of their sin against him. So that was the instruction given to him by God. And Saul had to gather his people together. He gathered 200,000 footmen, 10,000 men of Judah, and they went to the Amalek. They went to Amalek, and getting there, they spared the Canaanites because of the kindness they've shown to the children of Israel. So, and then they smite all the what God said he should do, but it was a partial obedience because he had to spare some of the best of the animals, those things that are good, those things that are looking good out of those properties. He had to spare them, and most especially he spared the king, that is King Haggard. He spared him. So that is disobedience, because we can say he obeyed God, but that was a partial obedience, and note, partial obedience is still the same thing as sin.
Now I can see why we are terming it as disobedience, because he partially obeyed God. Though he did what God asked him to do, but not fully. He did it partially. But then his intentions were good. Like his intentions was to sacrifice those best of animals to God. Like, how can we term that as disobedience? Like, he had a good intention for his action. So how can we term as disobedience?
Okay. According to 1 Samuel chapter 15 that we are looking at, I'm sorry, I did not tell you the text of the Bible we are taking. That's found in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1 to 35. Now, verse 20, we see that when Samuel came back to check on his assignments, maybe he has obeyed what God said he should do. But Samuel already knew in it that he has done something wrong. So coming to him, Samuel asked him, before I come in with that, we see that the reason why Saul had to spare those sheep and cattle was because he had the intention. I didn't say the other time. He had the intention of sacrificing it to God, and we know that whatsoever God has rejected cannot be accepted by Him. Whatsoever God has rejected, if you offer it to God, it will be he will not accept it. So that is the mistake Saul made. He was trying to keep those things that God it will be best, very good to offer to God, whereas God has rejected it. And to me, I term it as an abomination before God. So that was what brought about the disobedience.
Well, now I think my listeners at home, you can now understand the background story. Now we've given you the story of the story of Saul's life, and we've taken the extract of the story of how he went. He gave him the instruction that he should go destroy the Amalekites, which he did, but it was partial. And I think our listeners at home, you can get that. Now they are listening to me as we are considering the story of Saul's life. Now, how does it apply to our today's life? Like, check your life. How am I partially obeying God? Because as she said, partial obedience is the same disobedience. But please, I want to ask you, how does it apply to our today's life? Because Saul has lived his own life and he has gone. And I think the Bible also told us that everything that is written, it's written for our learning. And now, so how can we apply all this to our today's life?
Okay, there are a lot of lessons we can learn from Saul's life and from his disobedience. Now, because there are still more to speak on, but I will try to be brief as the time permits me. Yes, we see that in today, when God gives us instruction, we should accept it, and we should obey instruction from God with the whole of our hearts. We shouldn't serve God half-heartedly. We should know that God Himself, God is no respecter of any man. He's no respecter of any person. According to Acts chapter 10, verse 34, Peter said it. So He's no respecter of any person. And if you reject God, you reject His word. I tell you, you are exposing yourself to the devil. Because immediately Saul rejected God here, we see that I will still tell us more on that. But I want us this lesson, I want us to take note of it, as God has a better replacement. Even if you don't obey Him, He has a better way of. He has someone that is more better. That is why He replaced Samuel with David. So God has a better replacement. See it as an opportunity. When you are given an opportunity, God gives you instruction. See it as an opportunity and serve God wholeheartedly. Obey Him promptly without being half-hearted, don't be partial, because God will reward you for everything He has given you.
I'm sure our listeners at home now, they are really loaded. They've really learned a lot. We are really grateful for the virtues you've dispensed in us, and we'll take note of everything. Now, we've seen how is disobedience, why we actually termed it as disobedience, and we've seen that intentions doesn't matter, it is what we do. Our intentions, fine, he had a good intention of sacrificing those beasts to God, but whatever God has rejected can never be accepted. And then applying it to our today's life, we should not serve God half-heartedly. No. I'm sure our listeners at home, they are very much happy, and now they really learned a lot about Saul's life, at least the aspect we took today. So we are really grateful for your time. Thank you very, very, very much. The ODJP, we are grateful, and we are very, very grateful. And we hope that when we call you next time, you would be there to answer us, because you are the one anchoring this program. And I'm sure that consequently, as we take our Bible stories, our listeners at home, as you watch, you subscribe. Then please introduce yourself as we end this section now.
Okay, thank you very much, ma. My name once again is Olutayo Tomisin, Pressyl. So the lesson we've been taught, the character we've gone through, I want us to put it into practice. Let's check our life. I want us to pray those lessons into our life. And there is still more. By the special grace of God, when we come back next time, we will still say more and more lessons to learn from Saul's life. We will be talking about that. And God, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I can promise you that, and I can at least vouch for that my listeners at home, they will take it to everything you said. And my name is Adeoye Elizabeth. Meet us again, same time, same channel next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.